literally just recorded an episode with a gas expert, and he's got a petition out, hasn't he? He's going to put this to Parliament. If it gets 100,000 signatures, they will stop the sale of power tools at boot sales and slap £10,000 fines on organisers of boot sales, which is going to help out with the prevention of van crime and tool theft, which I think is a very important thing. Yeah,
I hope it happens.
Yeah, I'll do as well. She
I
won't
just
really
say,
mind cleaning up a turd.
How is that
then,
in the news?
Yeah,
Like,
how is that in the news? What
from?
news is that from? How does that make the news?
Yeah.
Like, with everything that's going on in the world, we've got to
That's
talk about
definitely an article from,
Emma
like-
Parsons, her hydrangeas, and her attitudes on tradesmen shitting or pissing in her carsy. Like, what's that all about? And this caused the entire ceiling to collapse and cover the whole kitchen in shit from floor to ceiling.
That is hilarious. That is the best story we've had.
Number one, it's cut notches in the pipe.
That is like, hello, welcome to
Off the Job.
Overtime, where there's banter and your stories shared. Please be warned, there may be some general explicit content.
Welcome to an Off the Job overtime episode with me and Kieran. That's rude, isn't it? I should have said Kieran and I. Kieran
Why?
and I.
Why not me and Kieran?
Rude, isn't it? You're not meant to say it like that. You're meant to say with Kieran and I, not me and Kieran. You know what I mean? I'm not very good at
What,
English.
you waiting for a phone call or something?
Sorry. Did I leave it on? It's in aeroplane mode. Don't talk to me about
How you
aeroplanes.
been?
Yeah. All right. I was all right until you just signed me up to get in a plane with the gas expert.
That's been my favourite part of today so far.
No, mate. I'm not really happy about that.
You could have. You were sort of happy.
No, you bullied me. Like, this is what's called peer pressure. Yeah? It happens
So
in
you
the
were saying you're
playground,
not-
and now it's happening here.
We're just gonna be like flying together. That's like so romantic. If you get scared,
I mean, I've really...
if you get scared, I can hold your hand.
I'm glad that I might move a little bit further along this desk.
So yeah, we're basically signing
Glad
up
you
to.
can't play footsie with me.
We could if we had sofas. So we've signed up. We're going to sign up to a flying lesson.
We're going to sign up for a flying lesson. Well, you can do it. I'll just sit in the back.
No, I think you should.
No, not touching them things. I'm not touching the controls.
I don't think I could sit in a plane with you flying it, to be honest.
I wouldn't want you to be quite honest with you. Yeah?
But no, it'd be fun. How you been anyway?
I'm all right, mate. Yeah, not too bad.
It's Wednesday already. We normally record earlier than this, but
Yeah, I
how was
know.
your weekend?
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah.
Yeah?
Not too bad. Same old, you know.
Same
Nothing.
for me this weekend.
Didn't do anything that special.
Didn't
Went out for something to eat, and that's it, really.
Not doing the worm or anything.
No, weren't doing the worm.
Do you get discount on the food?
Oh, Kieran, please. Please, can you stop
I'll
repeating
stop it. I'll
It's
stop
getting
it.
very repetitive now. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know what it's, people think they're watching the same episode otherwise, you know what I mean?
I don't know if he's being serious or not.
Oh, God, it's tiring. Like, you got to think of some new material.
Okay.
Maybe say, like, when we go up in the flight, yeah, you can maybe repeat
Alright,
that for the next
okay.
500 weeks. Jesus.
The thing is, people probably listen, don't know what we're going on about.
No, they don't. No, they're probably not. They're tuning in for the first time and like, they go, no, I actually want to know what he's talking about here. Free food? What's this? Yeah. No.
So
right.
basically, I've got free food.
No, we know. All right, carry on.
I'm telling
If you
the
want to
people that
find out,
don't
go and
know.
look at some previous episodes and find out. Don't make me sit through this shit again, please.
But yeah. So nothing really happened the weekend.
No.
Today we signed up to a flying lesson.
Yeah.
Did we speak about the petition last week
No, we didn't.
on overtime?
But we have
We've
literally just recorded an episode with a gas expert, and he's got a petition out, hasn't he?
yeah,
Trying
trying to stop boot sales selling people's tools that have been nicked,
Yeah.
basically.
basically he's putting this petition to Parliament. If you get 100,000 signatures, the petition goes to Parliament and they listen to it and they can put what's that noise?
Let me silence my laptop.
So annoying. I feel like I'm on a plane with that. It's like ding dong, like seatbelts on. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What's
wouldn't
up with
know,
you today?
Whatever. But no.
Do you need a
back
cuddle?
to the back to the
Do you
topic.
need a cuddle?
Back to the
I feel
topic.
like I've got you today.
Back to the topic, right? He's going to put this to Parliament. If it gets 100,000 signatures, they will stop the sale of power tools at boot sales and slap £10,000 fines on organisers of boot sales, which is going to help out with the prevention of van crime and tool theft, which I think is a very important thing. Yeah,
I hope it happens.
Yeah, I do as well, because we
like
need.
You say, it takes people's livelihoods.
Yeah, it messes up people's lives, and it's not just about some tools going missing. It's more in depth than that. It's more deep. So we need to stop it, and that's a way of doing it, I think, because the old Bill ain't got time for it, have they?
I've been lucky. I've never had my van broken into.
Me neither.
Because I used to work in areas where it used to happen a lot.
I think
like Hampstead Heath and stuff.
Do you know what? I think I've had a couple of tools swiped off it, but that was down to my own negligence by leaving a door open or something while I went into an house, and I think someone's just seen something on the side, gone, but not had my actual van broken into, no.
Yeah,
but I'm waiting for it. Do you know what I mean? I'm always in anticipation for that. Do you know what I mean? It's like when I wake up in the morning, I go out, I check the back doors and the side doors. It's sort of like it's inevitable.
Well, how can you prepare?
I feel like it's inevitable that it's going to happen to us as a tradesman now. Do you know what I mean? That is something you've got to think. Well, this is quite a possibility that this is going to happen, especially some of the areas broad daylight, mate.
In Selco car park down the road, like I went in there. And they said, be careful, someone's just broken into a van in the car park. Like,
they do it in broad daylight. Broad daylight. Come on, did you see it? Fixed radio. They tried breaking into the fixed radio van, mate. It was on their thing.
What do they want? A Makita radio or something?
I don't know what they want. I think they thought the ball builders were in there or something. Might want an autograph. I don't know. But they tried breaking in, or they attempted it, and then some come out, and then they went off to the next one, parked over the road, and then done another one next to it. Brazen. No F's given whatsoever.
How else do you reckon, like, because Sweb said it's people that are buying it as just as bad. If they steal them, who are they actually, if you don't go to a boot sale, who are they selling them to?
They probably ship them across seas, like they do cars. When they nick cars, they ship them across seas, put them in a container somewhere, and then they're sold out in Europe or other countries.
That's another problem.
Yeah.
It's checking containers if it's full of second-hand tools.
Yeah. I mean, when you turn up to a boot sale and you see fucking hundreds of tools, that is not someone's personal stuff that they're just getting rid of. Like what a boot sale should be, where you clear out your fucking loft, innit? It's not that is not legitimate. That is not somebody just getting rid of the stuff.
I'm
they
surprised
don't
they're
use
still
anymore.
going.
It's obvious.
Boot sales. When's the last time you went to a boot sale?
Don't know. Yeah,
years ago. Right.
Yeah, years ago. I can't even remember what I went there for.
Have you ever done a boot sale?
I went there for a burger. What?
Have you done a boot sale before? I can imagine you working on a market. Didn't you say you worked on a market?
I've done a boot sale. I've done a boot sale with a girl's mum. Yeah, we used to do boot sales,
It's not a bad thing to get rid of some stuff you don't want.
Yeah, when you want to clear out and that, boot sale it,
People even leave stuff on their front doorstep. Have you seen that?
What?
People put...
Well, like an honesty basket?
Or just like... Well, I see when we went away the other week, all this stuff was free. Just sort of take what you want. It was like a potty and...
A potty?
You know, like what babies use. They piss in. Is that what it's called, a potty?
Yeah, potty, yeah. Yeah, well, did you take it?
Yeah, I needed it for the van.
I needed a little, I needed to do it in transport.
I thought they said, like, you can use it as a toilet, so I just squatted on it. But, yeah.
Yeah. Did you put it on your head after? Like little baby.
Cut round it. No, I didn't fancy pee-pee over my head.
No, pee-pee? Is that what you call it?
Got to stop the swearing.
We're trying to cut down on the swearing. I also have two of my younger children in here today watching on, so I've got to watch the old...
Best behaviour.
Yeah, best behaviour, you know what I mean?
I bet you're not when you're in the van and stuff.
Mate,
no,
it's like a blue mist in there.
When I call you, like, my kids are in the car, don't swear.
Yeah. No, you have
As
to,
if I swear a
You
lot.
have to pre-warn people, don't you?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I get that from my mates, believe it or not. Do you know, when I phone them up, I'll often get that. So I copy the same tactic because I don't want their... Although, have I sworn today already? I have, haven't I?
I don't believe so. I don't think so.
I have. They're putting their thumb up saying that I have. Yeah. You're... Right.
Oh, so, you was... You went on a podcast as a guest.
I did, yeah. Insight podcast, yeah.
How was that experience?
It was good, yeah. Yeah.
Was that last week?
Yeah, last week.
They're
Yeah.
from what's the podcast called? The Insight
Podcast,
Yeah.
stripped back. So they're
Two
electricians.
Sparkers, yeah.
So I thought that's quite a good name, really. That stripped back.
Mm.
It was,
Didn't even
it's
think
good.
of that,
Yeah. So that was good. Spoke about a few things. Bigged this one up, didn't I? Told them about the team. Told them about Robbie, how good he is. Well, I didn't, but let's just put.
You
one
said
thing.
teams. That means everyone.
Everyone. But let's just put one thing here. Robbie is great, right? Robbie is such a lovely boy, right? He's lovely, right? Is that all right for you? Yeah, is that enough? Yeah,
Is that
we
enough?
all right
Do you want
now,
any
yeah?
more?
Do you want any more praise? Because he said, "Did you mention me?"
But you just said
the
Robbie. You
best.
ain't told him what he does.
What does he do? He's a. What are you, Robbie?
I'm a video production manager.
Video production manager. Is that what you sell yourself as? When you go and meet your girlfriend's friends, is that what you say?
Yeah,
They go, "What do you do?" And you go, "I'm a video production manager."
it's exactly that. Yeah,
And but if you'd have said that in the old days, they would have probably thought you worked in Blockbuster or something like that. but now, it's very important, isn't it? Luckily, we got rid of all that VHS stuff, and now
We
you
just
actually
laughed at
sound
you.
important.
We just
Yeah?
laughed at your joke.
I know. It's a first, isn't it? Hey. And
you were
I didn't. That's a first, isn't
You
it?
were saying earlier that your kids were saying you got wrinkles. And
Laughter
you said they're
lines.
laughing wrinkles because you laugh so much at your own jokes.
Somebody's got to. You got to start the ball rolling somewhere, ain't you?
You said you have a contagious laugh.
I have
That
got
was
a
it.
contagious laugh. I have.
Yeah, so you done the podcast.
Yep.
Was that on audio?
It's on audio, yeah,
Yeah.
Spotify and all that malarkey. I think they're more organised than us on the old questions. Let me tell you, there was an itinerary sent to me, like on all the questions and that. Like Shreb coming in today, didn't he? He said, "What is?" Well, we just roll with it. Do you know what I mean? But me, I'm like, oh, hell, these
thing
guys,
is, we
these
know
guys are serious, isn't
We
they?
know a bit about the people that come on.
Yeah. No, it was
But
good.
if we didn't know them,
yeah,
then
Plus, we do advertise as unfiltered.
yeah.
You can't be unfiltered if you plan it.
Exactly. Yeah. We are unfiltered. We are naturally just talk.
that reminds me. Do you know that video when we said, "Oh, it's not edited," and you ended up with no top on
That's brilliant. I love that video.
and a hat on?
I like that video. That was my idea. Just laughing.
How was the
at my own
reaction
jokes.
last week? What did it look like, Joe, when I tried to sort of prank him a little bit?
Yeah, it
Say
was
I'm
rubbish.
leaving.
Yeah, it was rubbish, mate. Yeah,
Was it?
yeah, you didn't get me at all.
Try better
Were you
next
going to try
time.
something this week? Are you?
I might have
I'm
something.
waiting for it.
Might have something up my sleeve.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not an arm.
probably a
Someone
tissue.
laughed.
Probably a tissue. Probably a tissue.
I got one laugh.
Remember
out
that?
of
Putting tissues up your sleeve. Did you ever do that? You had a cold. You used to put tissues up your sleeve. You get all snot up your hand, up your arm.
I used to have a handkerchief. No, I didn't.
Did you? You did. Didn't. My mate used to have a handkerchief.
Imagine how dirty they are.
Oh, it's filth, innit? Yeah. They used to put them on their head, bald blokes as well, didn't they? In the sun. When they're on the beach.
Yeah, when it's hot.
Put
Wet
an
it up and
handkerchief
put
on
it
their heads.
head.
Yeah. Tie the four corners together.
Oh dear.
So, what we saying then?
Should we? Oh, I'm going to pronounce this name wrong. We got a question.
Oh yeah.
You pronounce the name because I'm going to pronounce it wrong.
Bryn.
Bryn, yeah.
You said Brian
No, I said Brian.
on the laugh. On the
they put in
on
our
the
notes,
live.
not Brian.
No, they said not Brian.
I didn't
you
say
said
Brian. I
You
would
said
not
Brian.
pronounce that as
Mate,
Brian.
you said Brian.
All right, Brian. The
So you
handyman.
think Brian is a name? That's something you get in a can of tuna, yeah? It was either Bryn, but you said
I
Brian.
prefer spring water.
You've never heard of you've never heard of a name called Brian, have you? But there's a Bryn and a Brian. You said Brian.
All right, Bryn. Do you want to read out his question?
Bryn, the handyman, right? Not Brian. Yeah, has asked when was the last time they had a really awkward customer.
I hope you've got one.
Oh, you mean one of these ones?
No, your customers.
Oh.
I haven't had one. For
Why
about
don't you?
18 months.
I'm asking the question. Why aren't you answering it?
He's asking us both.
Then answer because I've just asked the question.
The most awkward customer I've got at the minute is Pete.
I'm not a customer. I'm not a
What are you,
customer.
a friend?
Yeah.
What awkward customers have you had?
I mean, he's just deflected it, innit? He's
No,
like,
you don't see the point.
The question is for us. I've given
All right,
him the
let me-
choice to answer. And I can't think on the spot.
awkward customer.
Did you not think about it?
My mindset's not in the customers anymore. I haven't done it for like nearly 2 years.
Oh, right, okay. Most awkward customer I've had? I did have an awkward customer.
Yeah.
Radiators.
Yeah.
Had to move a radiator for someone, yeah? Moved the radiator, put it into place, right? Fills up the system, comes in. Oh, I don't really want that radiator there. I've got to put my coffee table there. Can it move over 50 mil? Do you know how much effort that is?
Yeah. They think 50 mil is not a lot.
50 mil. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, oh, for Christ's sake. So that was like at 3 o'clock on an afternoon. So I've moved it at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I didn't get home till 5:30 in the end. Yeah, what with refilling back up, probably had a leak on it as well. Yeah, yeah. Next day, phones me back up. Can we move it back a bit more because we're not going to put the coffee table there anymore? Are you for real? Like,
Did you charge him?
did I charge? But
Did you move it back?
I moved it, but then I had this like backward forwards thing of like saying, well, this is extra money, and it's like, and they felt pissed off about it that I was saying, well, I've got to charge. I didn't charge them for the first bit, the first one when I said I moved it over 50 mil slightly. Yeah, I didn't charge for that. Yeah, so if I'm going back, I said, well, I've got to charge for it, and they didn't get the concept of that. That's an awkward customer. And it was, and I felt that I had to justify myself. I had to move it another, I don't know how far it was, another bloody, might have been another 150 mil, yeah? But all because of their furniture crap. But they felt that they was only paying for the job once. They only felt that they had to pay for the job, even though they changed their minds. They couldn't get that concept in their head that I was coming back again to do it again. But because they only see that one thing that they're getting, they don't see that you've had to do it a multitude of times. That was my
good practice, though, isn't it?
I think that goes back to like the whole kindness thing. Because you didn't you didn't charge them for the first time.
Yeah,
they probably, if you had said, "Yeah, I can do that, but it'll cost you this much," they probably wouldn't have moved it in the first place.
I know. Mental.
Bryn, can you send us in if you've got a really awkward customer?
Yeah. Did they keep calling you Brian or something like that?
and annoying you with your name.
Yeah.
But shall we go through our usual social media comments that we've had?
Right. Yeah.
I'll let you. So this was on the reel that we done about the apprentice's mum. I think you spoke about this.
Yeah, I brought it up, didn't I?
Go on, I'll let you read out.
So basically, yeah, talking about apprentices' mums, and that was the gist of the actual reel. But we've had some comments. So Dangerous Dirk, right? I mean, sounds like a porn star. But
lucky you didn't pronounce that wrong, wasn't it?
I joined the military at 16, forged my mum's signature, and got on a train for 300 miles to basic training. 2 days later, the CO got a call from my mum, and she gave him hell. He asked, "Do you want him back?" She said, "No, you can keep the little SHIT."
So he's forged his mum's signature to get into the army.
Yeah. It's funny, right? So, yeah, he's forced his mum to get in the army. He wanted to go. Yeah, there weren't no stopping him, mate. Yeah, it weren't getting his mum to ring up and asking if he could
Maybe
get
she
in.
didn't want him to go there.
But on that same topic, and I'll just go with what I was saying about forging. See, I used to forge my mum's signature as well. And my dad's.
To do what?
Homework diaries, letters off school.
Really?
Yeah, because they didn't have
it's just so easy to do.
They didn't have really good writing for obvious reasons.
Maybe the military need to add another step in where they like meet the parent.
What?
So it's not forged. Like that's quite a big loophole. To get the parent in to sign it.
It's down to them to do like official age checks. It should be them. They should be checking ID and...
the army. Or anyone, who's taking on someone should do the official age checks.
Confused?
Just weird the way you used, they should get the parents in and loopholes.
No, you're twisting it now, mate.
Yeah. Anyway, go on. Who's next?
So we've got @RisingJackstar. Some interesting names here. Oh my God, this has hit me. My son's leaving school this year, and this sounds like something I would do. It's so hard to let go of the reins. It probably wasn't even the lad's fault. How am I going to let him go? Anyone got an apprentice jobs for my son? He's leaving this year.
Yeah. This was my thing because that's how the conversation started off. It was a case of that an apprentice's mum phoned me for a job, and I was like, I'm not being funny, right? If he's looking to be taken seriously, he can't have his mum phone up for a job.
But you
know,
I don't know. I'd look at him just being a bit shy.
No, I wouldn't.
No?
I would no. You when you leave school, yeah, and you're out of education. This might be because we're old. I'm older school, and when you left school, you're out on your own. And like, if you want to get taken seriously, you got to go and ask for jobs. You can't. Who's going to take?
It's probably just a mummy's boy.
No, but it don't matter. Who is going to take you seriously, right? If your mummy has to phone up for a job, like what's going to? Do you know what I mean? There are kids out there who ain't got parents. What do? They go out and they do it. Yeah, you got to let go of the old cut them away from the apron strings. Love, Jack Star.
Definitely his mum. No, I'm not going to say that.
What?
Because I'm digging myself a hole.
What are you saying? He's still breastfed?
No, because I was talking about mummy's boy.
Let's take it to the extreme.
I know, I can't help it. But
My mum used to tuck me in bed.
did she?
So I was going to say his mum probably tucked
Did she
me in
tuck
bed.
you in
'cause
bed
his
till
mummy's
what
boy.
age?
She'll probably do it now. If she had the opportunity, she'd be like, oh, it sounds a bit weird, but she would tuck me in bed and then kiss me on the forehead. I grew up as an only child
So did I.
with mainly my mum. All right, it's getting a bit weird now.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
The next one, we've got @math_Bravington. I'll let you read this one out because I read the last one. Sorry, mate.
In reality, these kids need to know what they're getting into. So no point in giving them a diluted version of a job. Hopefully they'll realise plumbing is a SHIT job and try something else. Can't see why anyone wants to be a plumber now anyway.
Oh, is this guy a plumber?
Possibly. I mean, what he's basically saying is he's getting back to Ollie's comment where some people were saying that the kid was on site too late. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people were a little bit butthurt by that because he was on site late and it was his first week. Listen, this is what you're getting yourself into. This is what work is. I remember when I was an apprentice, I was on site, right, on my birthday, yeah, literally a month after my dad died, when I just really 6 months into my apprenticeship. My dad had just died, yeah. A month later was my birthday, my 21st birthday, and I was on site on my birthday till 7 o'clock that night, right? Now,
this is what I
I was like this. I was like, lads, are we going to go soon? And they went, oh shoot, it's your birthday. Why didn't you say nothing? I went, well, because I'm working. Like, I'm not going to be like, I'm in the real world, mate. I'm not going to let things like get in my way. That's the way I was, and that's the way. But kids these days are too mollycoddled, yeah, and he's soft. And that's why it's all going down the pan.
Because I have a bit of a thing, like you have to be there early.
Yeah.
Like when I used to work, if you start at 8, you won't turn up at 8, and then start getting your tools out.
No.
You got to be ready to work at 8.
Mate, I was on site at 21 when I was just starting. I was on site at 6:30 in the morning. I was loading out flats at 7 o'clock in the morning. So I was ready to start at 8. We was making up stuff on the gangways of like the flats, like radiators and bending pipe at 7:30 in the morning, so we could go in that job and we could crash it out. That's how we worked. That's how I was taught how to work. But these days, the kids would rather be on their phones, being told what to do in everything. There's no initiative.
Apprentice I had, he was good.
No, that's not fair. I'm not having a pop at all apprentices, right, or youngsters. But it seems to be that there's not enough initiative out there. Like if you're an apprentice, you should have basic things like screws, plugs ready. When you see your man drilling holes and that,
yeah,
have it ready for him.
Yeah, that's
Do you know what I mean? Initiative.
That's the best way to be on it. Not they're just sitting there like waiting to be told what to do.
Yeah, because some will just turn up. Oh, I'm just going here just to get some money. No. You're learning a career and you're trying to get a future.
But yeah, so we've got one more to read out. These names are just throwing.
Do you want me to read
You
that?
read that name. Go on.
The only punk in Shitsville. What?
Read out his comment.
I once interviewed a lad for an apprenticeship. His mum interviewed with him and answered every question I asked him. When I phoned him to tell him he was unsuccessful, his mum answered and told me I was unprofessional and the company was a joke.
That's another level. Getting a mum to ring, but actually going on an interview and answering the questions.
That's got to be made up, innit? Do you reckon? No, really? Really? Would that happen?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I
if
mean,
that
that
happened.
is just unbelievably pathetic. Yeah, that's it. Just as girls, I'm not coming on any job interviews with you in the future. All right? Right. She's glad. Right, okay, just so we've cleared that one up. Okay. Yeah, there's yeah.
That is crazy.
That is crazy. Crazy.
Just looking at these. So we asked a question: have you ever felt uneasy or unsafe with a client while on the job?
Well, back to that one. the drag queen, I felt awkward. Just awkward.
But sort of enjoyed it.
Maybe you would. But me, being in a dungeon, seeing a load of
I would have said put it on, mate.
paraphernalia up on the walls and
Give us your best act.
what?
That's what I would have said.
Give us your best act.
Yeah.
Oh well, hang on a minute. Hang on.
I know what you're going to ask.
Yeah. Right.
Should we ask?
You asked me the question, right? So he actually asked me the question in the week because we're having an event, aren't we?
Yeah.
And he said about entertainment. And he said, do you think we should book a drag queen? And I was like, I'm not too sure about that.
I thought because you like doing comedy, you think you're funny, like you'd like.
Yeah, I mean,
Having the
don't get me wrong. I used to love Lily Savage, right? I used to like Lily Savage, right? I thought that was brilliant. But a lot of drag queens are like singers. I've got nothing against people wanting to be drag queens. I've got nothing against that. But when you're looking at the collective of who we're tradesmen as a whole, will tradesmen enjoy that sort of thing?
They don't all sing.
All right. Okay. What else do they do?
So there are some drag queens who are event hosts. So they provide on-site comedy, audience participation games. Some do extra things like magic, cabaret. Like it's basically the idea was behind, because drag queens, because they have a costume on, they tend to get away with a lot more humour.
It's a mask.
Yeah, so they don't care who they offend.
Yeah.
And because of the target audience of who we have in that room, they won't care about the jokes that they come out with. And my idea is that there's a lot of drag queens out there who actually used to work in trades.
Right. Can we get one on here?
Pete.
Yeah. Can we get one on here? I mean, I've got nothing against it. I'm just thinking about the audience as a collect. Would they like that on your entertainment night?
We can ask this audience.
Yeah, can we ask the question?
Do you enjoy?
Would do we? If you was on a night out with a load of tradesmen, etc., would you like to see a drag queen? Serious question. Would you like that as part of the entertainment? That's it. I was a little bit. I didn't say no. I'm questioning it on the vast majority of tradesmen.
But yeah, so on this question, have you ever felt uneasy or unsafe with a client while on the job? At CT9 Gas put, a few times when I was younger, I don't let that happen now as I'm more confident. Didn't actually tell us what happened, so maybe it's a bit. At Pentagon Carpentry and Joinery, yeah, defo. When I was a young lad, there was a proper cougar, and as a 16-year-old, it was creepy. I think most people would like that.
I'd have liked a cougar.
Tradesman dream, isn't it?
I would have liked a cougar. Did I have any cougars? No. Totally uninterested in a skinny, scrawny, big-headed plumber.
Then we had at Harry H 1992. Yeah, a pissed up customer offered to give me something extra for Christmas and it wasn't a lady.
What was it?
Use your imagination. One of them gold Christmas coins.
Oh, nice. Or a
Yeah, I like the
sugar
chocolate
mouse. Who knows?
Who knows, eh?
Who knows? Let your imagination go. So, hello, you wonderful listeners and watchers. Just pumping the brakes on this exciting episode to let you know about Kieran's app that's changing the game in the gas certificate world.
If you're sick and tired of doing gas certificates on paper, then Gas Certificate app is your way forward. But it wouldn't be an app worth talking about if that's it. With no hassle, you can manage your diaries, invoices and quotes for all your jobs so you'll never be chasing paperwork again.
Don't forget those boiler manuals. I can tell you how many times I've been looking at a boiler and thinking, what the? Thankfully, the in-app boiler manuals have saved me and got me out of quite the pinch.
If it's helped Pete here, then Gas Certificate app will definitely help you, especially with its easy-to-use gas reg calculator and the extremely handy ability to duplicate certs. Brilliant for when you're doing your annual services on previous jobs.
And for the icing on the cake, it has a complete offline mode. So if you're on a job in the middle of nowhere or servicing a boiler in the basement of a building with no signal, you've still got access to everything the app has to offer to keep you working hard.
So click the link down below or in the description. Use the code POD30 to get 30% off yearly subscriptions. That's for all new users. That's POD30 for 30% off our yearly subscriptions for new users.
What we got here then in the news? Is that what we're covering next?
Got a news story this week. We don't always have a news story, but when they come up, we'll...
Do you want me to read it? Or
yeah.
are you all right reading it? Do you want me to read it?
I'm all right.
Right, I'll read it. In the news. That's what it says. Emma Parsons, a 63-year-old woman, has stirred quite the conversation with a unique rule for tradesmen working at her house. She strictly forbids them from using her toilet, fearing they might ruin her pristinely maintained £10,000 bathroom. Instead, Emma directs them to relieve themselves in her garden, even designating a hydrangea bush for this purpose because they actually smell of that, don't they? She extends this unconventional courtesy only to male tradesmen, insisting that female workers are allowed inside to use the facilities. Emma's husband, Kevin, a retired chemical engineer, finds her stance somewhat extreme and controlling. Despite his 18 years of experience with her quirks, even he cannot sway her decision. Emma justifies her actions by expressing a deep concern over cleanliness and maintenance of her home, which she diligently cleans for 20 hours a week. She argues that setting boundaries is crucial, especially since she struggles to get tradespeople to tidy up even outdoors. She's adamant about not wanting to deal with the aftermath of allowing them access to her bathroom, fearing messes they might leave behind. Remarkably, Emma's hospitality does extend to offering tradespeople a cup of tea or a cold drink, but her generosity stops at her bathroom door.
So you can't shit in a bathroom?
Well, I mean, listen, you can't deprive somebody of wanting them to empty their bowels, Emma, okay? Because it's dangerous. If we all hold our poo-poos for you...
And
then,
our pee-pees?
Yeah, we might be ill. So it's not very, thoughtful whatsoever,
That's
is it,
the
for the
worst
poor
feeling.
tradesmen's bowels, especially with our diet, because they're not the best diets in the world. And
Talk for
obviously,
yourself.
in the morning, they'll have a cigarette, they'll have a coffee, and that stimulates bowel movement. So if I was that tradesman, I think I would be shitting in your hydrangeas as well. All right, that's all I'm going to say on that one. All right.
Over and out.
I mean, that's out of order, innit? I mean, I get it, right? It's not right if she's been hit badly by tradesmen in the past who are actually decimating the toilets, then, ban them ones, yeah? Not the clean ones.
Were they doing a big job, or
like
don't
myself.
state what job they was doing?
They was big jobs by the sounds of it.
Get a Portaloo.
Yeah, Portaloos. My builder brings a Portaloo to
Yeah.
site on every job. He brings a Portaloo.
Factor it in
But
the quote.
but if you're working for a private customer, just doing a job, say I'm doing a boiler change.
We should do the same to them. Like when we're changing the bathroom, don't put the toilet back so they can use it.
Yeah.
No, sorry, you can't. we got to change that pipe while we don't your shit flowing through it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, it's a bit selfish, isn't it? I mean, if she's really that into cleaning, she
I
won't
just
really
say,
mind cleaning up a turd.
How is that
then,
in the news?
Yeah,
Like,
how is
what
that in the
news is
news?
that
What
from?
news is that from? How does that make the news? Like, with everything that's going on in the world, we've got to
That's
talk about
definitely an article from
Emma
like,
Parsons, her hydrangeas, and her like attitudes on tradesmen shitting or pissing in her carsy. Like, what's that all about? But she will make them a cup of tea. Yeah, so that that's awfully nice of her. But
you
I bet,
just
but
can't
mate,
weigh it
the
out.
thing is, right, my mate Mongo, right. So he would not have given a crap about Emma's rules. He would have been in there, sat down like a bear, and emptying.
It's the worst
He'd
feeling
do it in everyone's
when
house.
you leave it to the last minute. But do you know what's worse? It's like your bum knows the toilet's coming.
It knows.
Because you'll be sitting in the van holding it. You'll get home and you'll be like, right, he can see the toilet.
Yeah.
And it starts coming like, oh,
Do you know
like
what? Do you
walking
know what?
awkward.
Do you know, mate? I've had it a couple of times in the last couple of months where I'm actually in pain, right, and I'm sweating, right, from one of
worst pain.
these little things that amounts of what
Do you know
want to
the
come out your
answer?
backside.
Toilet
What?
in your van.
I mean, we've
You've done it in a bag before.
I've all done it in
the
a bag or a
Yeah.
bucket in the back of the van. We've all done it.
Would you leave that
Robbie's
there for a
shaking his head like, I've never heard anything like this. I've
always-
never heard of this as a, what are you?
I've always worked in an
What are you?
office.
Video production manager.
I've never heard of this as a video production manager. We normally go to the office and have a poo in the toilet like normal people, not Neanderthals like you. You're sicko. No wonder Emma doesn't want you. That's what he's thinking, innit? He's judging me. But that's because of people like Emma why we have to shit in a bucket, all right?
I'm more judging you. How do you say it? Neanderthal.
Neanderthal. That's it.
That's what I'm judging you on.
I get it the wrong time. I get it wrong at first, Robbie. I don't care. You can keep it in just to make me look stupid because I'm like getting at you. Robbie is great, by the way. Did I mention that? Huh? No. Oh, cheers, mate.
But yeah. So then we've got a couple of stories this week as well. Go on, read out this story. You got the story.
I laughed at my own joke. Sorry.
You got another wrinkle now.
I know. Go on, what we saying?
You're on
Story
the
from
ri-
TikTok. You want me to read this one out?
Go on.
Yeah. All right then. Right, so JL from TikTok. A customer called me and told me her ex had installed a toilet in the walk-in wardrobe and it had blocked and they had brown water dripping through the ceiling. What the guy had done is the joists were running the wrong way for the run of the soil stack. So instead of rerouting, what the guy did is cut notches out of the soil pipe every 400 mil and covered it with corrugated plastic in the ceiling void. And it worked fine until it blocked. Little did we know the whole ceiling was filled with shit. And as I came back in with my tools, they had the back door open and the draft caused the kitchen door to slam. And this caused the entire ceiling to collapse and cover the whole kitchen in shit from floor to ceiling.
That is hilarious. That is the best story we've had.
It's cut notches in the pipe.
That is like probably
Not
the worst thing
not
I've
notches
heard.
in the joist. He's cut notches in the pipe.
Why wouldn't you cut shit in the joist? You'd cut the joist out, wouldn't you?
But that's what I mean. Even that's wrong. But you'd cut. He's cut holes in the pipe.
And literally put plastic over it. That is something else.
That's unbelievable. I mean,
And then it's blocked up when
What
the
if-
shit's come out the holes.
I wonder if he ever said to the missus, "You can't poo in that. Just wheeze only."
Yeah.
And she's thought, "Nah, I won't listen to him." So the whole
But picture that.
I
Imagine the
told you
ceiling.
not to shit in that.
Picture that though. The ceiling coming down. You got all that piss and shit landing at the top.
Imagine the ceiling coming down in your nice kitchen. If it was a nice kitchen all finished and then it was just plummeted with,
How did she not smell it though?
well, it's under the carpets, under the
Because
floor.
they've wrapped it in plastics. Obviously, that's contained the smell as much as it could.
I mean, can you imagine the smell when it come down?
imagine cleaning that up.
Oh,
Got to eat lunch after this.
Mate, like I've done some dirty things in my.
That-
Reword that. I mean,
What dirty things?
I've had to deal with putting my arm up a poo pipe to retrieve a set of cutters, right up to my arm in it. But
Cutters. How did the cutters get in the
I
pipe?
dropped them. I
Okay.
think I've covered this before on here. I dropped them in a saw pipe, so I've gone down the other end, but it was a dry saw pipe and the plaster pooed down it, and I got my arm full with poo. Weren't nice. Funny, I pulled my arm out, right, and there's all poo up my arm, and the labourer's just looking at me going, and he threw up.
Plumbing
And
ain't
I
for
thought
you
to
if
myself,
you
it's on my arm, mate.
plumbing ain't for you if you gag when you.
No.
way. That is the best story I've heard. I think
That is just unbelievably, unbelievable. Like, this is DIY, isn't it?
That's
You know, you
get
see
the
a lot
job
of
done,
things.
as they say.
I mean,
jobs are good.
I just know. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Unbelievable. But I mean, that's what happens if you want a walk-in wardrobe toilet, isn't it?
That's
You know,
proper
you
throwing
got
me
to
off.
got to suffer a bit of shit in your ceilings and in the kitchen at the end of it, ain't you? All right. So TikTok at CC #1. I had an older dear wanting spotlights in her living room. Gave her a super price where I basically wasn't making anything, right? Then she tried to take me to civil court because I had to pull her bedroom carpet up. I mean, yeah, this is the thing, innit? Like, if you're doing favour jobs, you've got to be careful.
But she probably don't know you're giving her a good price.
No, he's got to tell her, hasn't he? He's got
Yeah.
to say, listen, right, I'm not making anything out of this. But like,
She looks at the money.
the thing is,
coming
if
out
you're
of her
doing
pocket.
like, it's all right to be a good Samaritan in it, but like, you know, sometimes it's going to bite
now
you
and
in
again,
the
it's
arse,
good.
innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do things for like old deals. Like if they phone me up and it's a quick job, like they might have a little leak, and I might go like that, do it up. I might sometimes go.
You almost feel
I might
bad
don't
for
worry
charging
about it,"
for
but-
like 5
Yeah, I know
minutes.
you do,
Yeah.
don't you? We do. Well, we've all got a moral standard, don't we?
Yeah.
There are some tradesmen out there who just go, "No, that's £100, call out or whatever." But you know, most of us have got a bit of a moral standard about us. But yeah, that's his fault really for being too cheap.
Well, so we're actually starting our second season this Thursday with our first guest,
Right. Who is
So-
it? Let them know.
Ryan Davis.
And what does he do?
He don't clean up behind himself.
Oh, he's one of them electricians.
He's an electrician.
He's an electrician. Way! Plumbers and electricians.
But his is coming out Thursday, so that's was a good one, wasn't it? So yeah, second season.
Yeah.
Again, I've enjoyed today's one.
Yeah, it's been good, isn't it? Yeah, it's been nice. Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
laughed at a lot of your jokes,
Thank you. Appreciate it.
but no,
No more uncomfortable moments though in the next episodes where you're trying to like, you know, latch on to me or like, you know,
I
play
think we should
footsie
change
with
the
me.
layout. Like you sit next to me.
No, I don't want to.
Why?
I don't want to. You know that like, oh,
Try it now. Let's
We
have a
talked
little
about-
minute talk. Come on.
we talk. No, I don't want to. No, leave me alone. Yeah.
So
Do you want to wrap up?
on that note, thank you for listening.
Apparently, Kieran's mum will wrap him up if.
In bed.
Yeah, thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
See what I mean? He said, shall I wrap it up? All right, this has been another episode of Off the Job podcast.
Thanks for watching the show on YouTube or listening on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, and all other streaming platforms.
If it's your first time watching or not, make sure to subscribe below and follow us on all the big social media stuff like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
For our overtime show on Monday, send us in your stories and comments for it to be read out on the show. Send it in via email, direct message through our social media accounts, or WhatsApp us on 07457 406 259.
And we'll see you on the next episode.